What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Sutton Def back here from the Purple Rain Podcast, back here with another video. Before I get into anything, make sure you leave a like on this video, big thumbs up down below. Then also make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new here, because we are getting so dangerously close to our 2000/100th episode giveaway. So make sure you are tuned in for that. And then also make sure you are following us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, because you're going to get all updates for everything Purple Rain on there. And you must be following the Instagram in order to be eligible for the giveaway. I cannot stress that enough. So make sure you're following us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast if you're not already. Now, guys, today I just wanted to check in with you guys really quick just to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind lately about the Ravens, and just kind of what they need to do going forward in this off season. And it's not it doesn't have anything to do with the draft. It doesn't have anything to do with free agency. It doesn't have anything to do with cap space, anything like that, contracts, anything like that. For me, it comes down to two names. There are two names, in my opinion, that are going to be what the two biggest deciding factors in how the Ravens season goes in 2022. There's two names. And so these two names are, one, Adrian Dixon, who was just named the head athletic trainer of the Baltimore Ravens. And then the second name is actually Steve Saunders, who is the head strength and conditioning coach for the Ravens, which he's been for a couple years. He's been in that position. Those two names, those two guys, those two jobs actually are pretty similar, right? Head athletic trainer, and then you've got the head strength and conditioning coach. Those two guys need to have a conversation. Why? Because the Ravens have been one of the most injury-plagued teams in the past couple of seasons. And that needs to be fixed, because the Ravens are legitimate contenders. We have Lamar Jackson. We have a generational talent at quarterback, Lamar Jackson. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. We have a really strong running back core. Our wide receiving core actually took a step forward this season, adding a Rashad Bateman. Not sure what's going to happen with Sammy Watkins, but Mark Andrews took a step forward. Hollywood Brown took a step forward as well, was on pace for a really, really good season. So we've got the pieces, but the thing is, though, we need these guys to be available, because half of those guys that I just named were hurt this season. At some point, they were hurt. They were injured, right? So that needs to be fixed. We need to, and I'm not saying that, you can take injuries and completely eliminate them in football, because that's impossible. Football is a very dangerous game. Guys are going to get hurt. I get it. But you have to decrease your chances as much as possible. And I don't think that we've been doing that most recently. And here's why I think why. I think that Steve Saunders, the head strength and conditioning coach, I think that he probably puts his guys through too much of a grueling physical conditioning test. When in reality, I think, and this is just my philosophy, I could be wrong, you guys could disagree, make sure you guys let me know down below in the comment section. But my philosophy is this. If you've got these professionals, these NFL players, again, professionals, right? I don't think that they need to be worked to their breaking point. I just don't think that that needs to be done, at least not consistently at all. I understand like strength and conditioning and things like that, and how important that is, because you got to play 4 quarters of football at the end of the day. I understand how important conditioning is, but there are ways to go about it where you can kind of monitor and gauge your guys and kind of limit as much as possible the stress and strain that you're putting on these guys' bodies, and I look to a team like the Los Angeles Rams, and I bring them up because they actually just won the Super Bowl, yes, but there was an article put out a couple weeks ago about what the Rams do kind of with monitoring their players' health. And I found it very interesting, and I'll leave a link to the article in the description if you'd like to read it for yourself. But basically what the article was highlighting was the fact that the Rams, they monitor each and every individual player when they're working out. So every rep they do, every set they do, they even monitor their steps, how much they walk, things like that, because all that goes into consideration when you have to be at peak physical performance for 3 hours once a week. All that comes into consideration. You have to be at peak physical ability for 3 hours once a week. In order to do that, you have to spend all week preparing, but you have to spend all week as well protecting yourself. And I think the Rams do that very well. They protect their players very well. They don't put them in unnecessary situations where they are at higher risk of being injured, things like that. And the article, actually, just kind of getting a little excerpt from it, basically what it was saying is there was a the Rams go as far as canceling practice drills and workouts if their player workload tracking data suggests it will overwork their players, which is a steep departure from old school football coaching. I found that very, very important. old school football coaching was what I feel like the Ravens have in that organization. You know, Steve Saunders, he kind of strikes me as like that old school guy. Like, yeah, you're going to get in here for the strength and conditioning test and you're going to get hammered, basically. Like you're gonna be very, very tired. You're going to be very, very spent, and your body's not going to be able to recover as well as, you know, if you were kind of like monitoring it or kind of, I don't know, just kind of catering it to each individual player. And I know there's a lot of resources and time and effort that goes into that, but I feel like it needs to be done, you know, because there's no reason the Ravens should not be contending with the roster they have, you know. So I just kind of want to read a couple tweets from you guys, not from you guys, but basically that I saw on Twitter. I did a little bit of digging on the situation here. There was a tweet by Jeff Zarebeck a couple years ago. He said, Ravens strength and conditioning coach Steve Saunders on the team's conditioning test. Quote, the legend grows and grows, quote, end quote, actually. So that tells me right there, like the the strength and conditioning coach Steve Saunders, he is very keen on really putting his guys through the ringer in his strength and conditioning test, which is, it's fine. You know, I get it. You know, you want to make sure your guys are in tip-top athletic, you know, form. I get it, in shape. But at the end of the day, it does you no good if they're not available on Sundays. It does you no good if they're not available on Sundays. So I just think something has got to give there. And I bring up Adrian Dixon because he's a certified athletic trainer. So I think that the athletic trainer and the strength and conditioning coach, they need to have a very long and productive offseason, getting together, talking with each other, discussing these analytics, looking at teams like the Rams, you know, and seeing what they're doing in order to keep their guys healthy, and then kind of adopting those same strategies. Because otherwise, we can draft whoever we want. We can pick up whoever we want in free agency, but it doesn't matter if they're not available on Sundays. If our playmakers are not on the field on Sundays for those 4 quarters, none of this matters. Nothing else matters that we do in the offseason. So that's why I say Adrian Dixon, Steve Saunders, those two guys, those two names are some of the most important names, some of the most crucial names, some of the most crucial jobs in the Baltimore Ravens organization, you know, that are going to be determinant of our success next season. It's going to be the main determining factor of our success next season. How injured are we, or how healthy are we, rather? You know, let's look glass half full. That's just me, though. I mean, that's what I think about this whole situation, guys. I really, 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 really want to get you guys' opinions on this, so make sure you drop your comments down below. I appreciate all of you guys for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy the content on this video, and then make sure you subscribe as well if you are new, because listen, we got that giveaway. It's a jersey giveaway coming up once we hit 2,000 subscribers, or once we hit our 100th episode. We're very close to both, so make sure you stay locked in, because that will be happening. Until next time, this has been your boy Sutton Def. You can follow me on Twitter at Sutton Def. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.